Welcome everybody to another video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we're using Store Merchant as always, but today we have a really interesting build. So this build was recommended to me by my subscriber, Swansea. Of course, if you have any builds, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely try them out. He wants me to use Surge, very simple perk. We do that on Survivor, basic attack, all generators 32 minutes away from that down Survivor will automatically explode, lose 8% progress, and start regressing. Score Drink Pyramid, all this perk does, game afoot. What does Store Merchants actually? Perks. What this perk does is if you chase an obsession, if you chase a survivor, whatever survivor it is, whoever chased the longest, they become the obsession. Then if you break a pallet or hit a generator, that generator will automatically give you a 5% speed buff for 10 seconds. And with your fugitive chase, basically we're going to hook a survivor that is hopefully the obsession. When you hook the obsession, you become untouchable for 18 seconds and also gain a 5% haste buff. And if someone rescues that survivor, they become the obsession instead. We have expired batteries to get rid of an increased movement speed buff whenever someone appears on the radar, and brown noise generator to give ourselves, make the survivor oblivious so we can sneak up on them. This is actually a really good build, and thank you Swansea for recommending me this build. Like I said, any builds you want me to use, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely use them. Let's get straight to the game so I can see how good this build is. Okay, playing on Suffocation Pit. I like this map, kind of, with Store Merchant. It's kind of big, honestly. It's because the way it works is, most of the time, 3 generators will spawn on this side of the map, and then the other 3 generators will spawn on the other side of the map. And that's the main reason why I don't like this map, because Store Merchant has a hard time defending generators that are far away from each other. Now, one thing that I noticed, I did a practice game with this build, because normally when I don't use, like, meta perks, like I know I have Score Drink Resonance and I do have Surge, but other than that, I don't really use meta. I'm not using meta perks right now. When I don't use meta perks, I need to practice the build first because of the fact that I know I need to figure out like what to do. When you use meta perks, however, you just kind of win. So it's like really easy. This guy's throwing snowballs. I mean, I was gonna throw snowballs back at him, but because I don't have any snowballs, I have to just sadly chase him like normal. Of course, I like having fun too, so I like throwing snowballs. I like this event a lot, by the way. You know, it's kind of bland, if I'm being honest. The event's really fun, but it's kind of like I expected a little more, but it didn't give me more. So right here, I'm gonna hit him. But because I'm an idiot and bad at the game like usual, I always miss my hits. So now this chase is going to go from a 10-second chase to a 4-minute chase because I decided to just miss my really easy hit. So I see someone running over there, so I'm like, okay, hopefully they get claw trapped or scanned by my drone, but until they don't. Then I notice he goes to the right, so I'm like, he's right here, but there's a pile right here, so I'm kind of scared. But then he's going to go to this next loop. Another reason why I hate this map is like, this map is literally just 4 tiles that are all just loops in the middle of the map, and then everything else sucks. So right here, Dwight just decides he doesn't want to. Not Dwight. This person decides that he just wants to work on the generator, knowing I'm coming, and then he just gets grabbed. I was like, oh okay, that's ace by the way. So I was like, that's a free down. So I don't know why he did that. I don't even think I was unattackable right there. So I'm a little confused why he did that, but it happened. So as a result, I got a free grab, and I'm able to chase this guy again, and this time he's gonna go towards like kind of nothing, and I'm like, there better not be a pile right here, but there was, but I was able to hit him before he did anything. But yes, the reason why I did a practice game with this build was I wanted to see how well it was gonna work, and I did not show that video because I got obliterated. But it wasn't because the build was bad or anything. It literally was for 2 reasons. The first reason was I got so unlucky, and of all the maps in the world to play on, I had to play on the stupid annoying Garden of Joy. That was the worst map ever, and I was like, yeah, no. And the second reason why I was mad was because I kind of forgot I was using a build by a subscriber. And the reason why I forgot it was because normally I'm just so used to using the same back build, like the same 3 perks or same 2 perks, and then changing out 1. And then I ended up just not doing that. So right here, this girl's gonna go to the left and then go back right. So I'm like, yep, I see you. And I'm gonna try and chase her. So I was expecting Corrupt Intervention because I always use Corrupt Intervention. But when I looked and I'm like, why is every generator red? It hit me that I wasn't using Corrupt Intervention. I was like, oh, I am going to lose because I was playing on Garden of Joy. Like, Corrupt Intervention is really useful because it's basically useful in every single map in the entire game. And it's almost useful. It's useful. It's useful in every like situation. There's not really a reason to not use it, and that's why it's so good. But the problem with Corrupt Intervention is on maps where you don't use it, where it's like, I really wish I had this build. Like on the game, you don't really need it that big of a deal. You know they're gonna spawn most of the time anyway, and then the map's pretty small. But on maps like this, or maps like, you know, what's the map called? Garden of Joy, it's just like, oh, I have a big map. I need to get these generators I know they're gonna do the generators that are gonna spawn, and they're also gonna spawn like 8 miles away from me. So I need to make sure I protect these gens, and it's just not having corrupt intervention really hurts. And that's what happened. That's why I didn't show that game. I just got obliterated. There's no point in even showing it. I didn't get to even use the build. So right here, I'm like, he has balance landing. I know he does. But the thing is, I have hands, so he kind of died. So I'm gonna go after him again, and this is his second hook, I believe. Even though, I don't know, look, I've only hooked people 3 times. So I'm a little confused why I've only have 3 hooks, and yet I see like 5 or 4 on the hook meter. So I'm like, someone got the stage 2, but I don't remember who it was. And I was really hoping it was Leon, but it was not, so I was like, dang it. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go break this wall, because I hate this building. Now, luckily for me, I got like, I don't know if I got it really good, but I know every single version now of Macmillan has a like second variation it can have. I'll just go trade her life for him, and I'm like, sure. But the reason I was gonna go after him because I know he was dead on hook, but I was like, nah, I already have a bunch of hooks anyway. Let me be nice, even though I kind of regret doing that. And also because of the fact that he unhooked the obsession, I get further chase, and then I realized she's the one that decided to kill herself on the hook. So now she really wanted to get out of that game because she just like, I don't feel like fighting against Scar Merchant. Literally, someone commented in my video saying Scar Merchant equals instant DC, and I'm over here like, yes, instant win for me. And that's because of that reason, I'm like, oh, this should be a really, really easy game now because they decided to not put the game anymore. Now, I know he's going to drop the Shack Pallet because why wouldn't you? Like, you're in a really bad position. And then he vaults the window, and I'm thinking he's going to double vault the window. That's what I would have done. But he instead goes to the middle of nowhere. And because he's claw trapped, he cannot use that hardening thing if he even had it. So because of that reason, I end up killing him. And thanks to my expired batteries, which is an add-on I never really use, but it's really, really good, I get an increased speed buff whenever someone's on the radar. So now we went from kind of doing badly, and now we're just obliterating them all because one person killed himself on the hook. So I was gonna put a drone right here, but I know I used my power to put a drone, but I don't think I put the drone close enough, or the drone went away. I don't really know. I couldn't really tell, but I'm trying to put a drone right here because I know this loop right here is really, really annoying. Like I said, the middle part of this map is just 4 different or 5 different loops that all loop together, and it's really, really annoying. So he's gonna draw the pallet. I'm like, he'll vault it, right? But he didn't vault it. He's smart, and then he's gonna vault the window, and I can't catch him. So now he's gonna get Cloud Trap. Well, not Cloud Trap. He's gonna slow down by my drones. So I'm like, yes, I should easily be able to get him. But then because of the fact that I don't have that one add-on that makes him have less scan immunity, he doesn't get slowed down twice. He only gets slowed down once. So he's able to get to the pallet, and then I'm like, oh. But because he had nowhere else to go, he is dead. I love Scar Merchant. Speaking of Scar Merchant, I plan to make a video talking about the best Scar Merchant perks to use. It's gonna basically be a tier list video for like every perk in the game, but also it's gonna be a video about Scar Merchant mainly. So right here, I'm like, okay, this generator's been touched by someone, and then I get blinded. So I'm like, okay, that means someone definitely was here because the generator was not at 100, well, not at 90%. So I'm like, okay, I see scratch marks. There has to be someone around here, and I'm looking. Put a thing right here. I'm looking back and forth, like, where are they? I grab some snowballs, and then I look to my right. I'm like, wait, that moved, and he's like, oh, dang it. And I throw snowballs at him and kill him. I was like, definitely move at the corner. I'm like, I know I saw that thing move. So as a result, we get a quick death or a quick kill, and he's dead. And that was the first game. Like, literally, it was so fast-paced, surprisingly, because this build is interesting. Now, the reason why I use Game of Foot, by the way, I didn't explain it, but the reason why you use it is because you want to keep, every time you chase a survivor, you want that survivor you chase to be the obsession. That way, every time you hook them, you get further chase. And then preferably, you hook them on a scorch hook. That way, you can actually regress generators. So that's the whole plan, the whole basis of the build. Chase survivors, chase the obsession, hook the obsession, become untouchable, and figure out where to go next. It's really, really good builds. I recommend people use it. And now to go to the second game so I can show you how great this build is. Today we only have 2 games, sadly. I'm so sorry, but I only recorded 2 videos, well, 2 games with this build. But I plan to, of course, you know, record a lot of videos in the future. Like, I have 3 videos planned, actually. So hopefully I can get them all done for y'all before I go back to college. But let's see if we can get to the next game and see if this build is really good or actually really bad. Okay, Ironworks of Misery. I actually really like this map. And it's kind of funny, speaking of this map, so I was fighting the streamer on this map actually, And I was looking for my YouTube video where I fought against the streamer, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, the YouTube removed my video? There's no way. But no, it's because I didn't name it the same name as I named my other videos where I'm like, streamer. I just named it something else. So because of that reason, I was like, oh. But if you remember that, if you've been here for a long time, you remember that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. This girl just decides to give up immediately because she's like, I'd rather not fight against Skull Merchant. And I'm like, I understand, my child. But the reason why I hooked her is because of the fact that she's the obsession. So I was like, yep, sorry. Unlucky for you. You're the obsession, so I have to hook you so I can get my Predator Chase and get that speed buff. So because of that reason, I'm like, well, I guess you're dying. But because I know they're going to probably rescue her, because even though in their head they think this girl got down really fast, but in reality she's trying to kill herself on the hook, I was like, oh. So they're going to definitely rescue her, and then as you can see, this game's going to go extremely fast-paced. That was another reason why I only recorded 2 videos, because I was like, the first game, I just destroyed them, and the second game, the girl just gave up. So I was like, oh, well, easy game. I only have to try. And that's normally, no, I lied. That's not really normally how they go. That's how my Skull Merchant games go sometimes. Some games I have to try, and it's actually like really fun because you have to put a lot of the effort in. And I have really fun games because the survivors will be trying, and the survivors know what they're doing against Skull Merchant. Like, eventually, you'll fight against survivors who actually know what they're doing. So it's like, wow, this game got real difficult, and I'm having fun. But then you get games like this where it's like, oh, this girl killed herself on the hook, and now I don't have to try it nearly as hard anymore. Well, not really even nearly. Now I'm gonna try hard at all because there is 3 survivors left at 4 gens. Like, there's just no way they're winning. And even if they did win, I commend them. Like, there's just the chance of them winning is like 4%. I'm sorry. But because of that reason, I'm trying to find the next survivor, but it's kind of hard because now that the one person's dead, it feels like they're all just hiding. Then I look up there and there's a Fengmin, and she's like, yeah, I see you. But I can't aim these snowballs. But then I hit one, I'm like, oh. It literally came down and hit her. I was like, yep. Now I go all the way up there so I can chase her because she's like, yeah, I'm not going down there. I know who you are. Magic to break that door, and now I'm gonna go upstairs. And she's gonna go to the building, and I'm like, huh, it's gonna be a long chase because this girl on the top floor. I liked it better when Skull Merchant had the active zone on her drone, so I could just put a drone on the top building, on the top floor, and just leave it there. So right here, I'm gonna mind game her. She's like, uh-oh, he's smart. And then I go downstairs, and she's like, I didn't expect that. So now I'm gonna chase her this way, and she's gonna get hit. So I would rather chase her up the stairs than chase her down the stairs, and I'm being honest. So because of that, we're gonna fall down and redo exactly what I just did. But this time she knows that I'm gonna chase her, so she's going to, of course, be prepared and is going to get a little head start. She's not as far as she was before, and I'm not going to do the trick I did where I fell down because then I'm not going to be able to get her fast enough. Right there, a little shortcut. I'm pretty sure that's a shortcut. Could be wrong about that. There's a pallet right here, but this pallet is so unsafe. There's no way she's going to mind game it, and then she just runs away, and I'm like, yeah, okay. You're dying. Sorry. Forgive me. And then I'm like, oh, there's another person here. I guess I'll hit you. But I realized he didn't have a flashlight or a... He didn't have a flashlight or a toolbox, so I wasn't really worried about a sabotage or a hook sabotage or a flashlight save. So I just said, you know what, I'll just hook you here. So one person's doing gens and one person's just being chased and one person's giving up. So it's a really easy game. Then she gets rescued. So I was like, go after you again, or go after him. And I was like, yeah, let me get out this game because even though I know y'all are trying to have fun, the girl already left the game and she decided to give up. So I'm just gonna have to kill you and get to the next game because obviously there's gonna be a little disconnect. Like clearly the one girl didn't want to play the game, so I'm gonna just get you out the game. And I feel bad a little bit because honestly, the girl just gave up. Like she didn't have to give up. I find it funny because like I told you, the guy, he commented, see Skull Merchant instant DC, and it's 100% true. That's what survivors do. They just DC against Skull Merchant. And in my head, I'm like, not why do y'all DC, kind of why they DC. They DC because they're just, they find her boring to play against, or they're just traumatized from what happened in the past. They're like, bye. But I don't understand why they DC though. Sometimes I'm like, your teammates are literally trying to play the game, and because you purposely left the game, now they lose. And I know some people have been seeing like an argument. They're like, well, if I don't feel like playing a game, I should be able to leave. And I'm like, yes, but also no, because it's a team-based game. So it's like, but I don't think the killer should be penalized for leaving a game, and the only reason why I think that, not like me as a killer main, like, oh, killer deserves more. Like, no, it's nothing like that. It's literally just when you're playing killer, you're playing by yourself. So the only person that's really being, the only person that's affected by it is you. The survivors are affected because they're the one that want to play the game too. But the reason why it's not that big of a deal, also that guy's moving his snowman, so I was like, sure. The reason why it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion, when a killer leaves the game, is normally a killer leaves the game for a few reasons. They either are mad because, or salty because a survivor did something, they're fighting a hacker, or they're because of the fact that they really just don't feel like playing the game anymore. That's the only reason why survivors killer leave the game. Survivor leave the game because they get tilted sometimes that a killer did something to them they didn't expect. Like one time, I juked someone just so badly that they just said fine and they gave up, and I was like, okay. I'm trying to tell that guy not to kill himself on the hook, but he's gonna kill himself on the hook anyway because he'd rather get out the game than stay one more minute in this match, and I completely understand. But yes, I feel like you should be penalized for leaving the game. I don't think killers should be penalized as much though, but it's kind of just like because Survivor's a team-based thing and killer's not. That's the only reason why I think that. So right here, I'm like, please die on the hook, but nope, he gets rescued, so the guy has to live a little longer. And then he runs away, and I'm like, oh, that's surprising. I thought you wanted to die. I know it sounds so weird, but I thought you wanted to die. So the game, I just win immediately. I actually plan to do another video, either with this build or a different build, if Swansea wants to make a new build. Because these two games, well, the first game was amazing. The second game just felt kind of like bad, honestly. The second game just felt like they just wanted to just give up, and I kind of felt bad, but because I was on a time limit at the time of recording this video, and also I had to go somewhere and I was on a time limit, so I was like, I only had time for two games, so I wanted to make sure that I at least got the games recorded, and I didn't record it. Then he has the silence track. I'm like, okay, can you just die? Like, that's so bad, but it's like you already wanted to cure yourself on the hook, but then you get rescued and you think you want to try and chase me, but you're not gonna go anywhere. Then he's like, yep, I lose, and he just tries to do a 360, but it ends up in failure. On the bright side, the build worked perfectly, so that's the good thing. The only problem is, I wish the games were longer and better, but oh well. That's what happens sometimes when you play Score Merchant and the survivors just give up or you destroy them really fast. It's really fun. But yes, that was the video. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Again, if you have any builds, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely use them. Also, thank you for everyone who subscribes and follows my video. Even if you leave like a bad message, like a bad comment, I don't even care. Just comment. I love reading y'all's comments. Also, I know everyone has different opinions on Score Merchant. I definitely understand. I plan to make a video talking about like the reason why people hate Score Merchant, even though there's different reasons as to why, but I feel like it all stems back to 3-genning and gen kick meta. I feel like it all stems back to that, but I'll explain that if I make that video, hopefully sooner than later. But yes, if you enjoy it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.